In this video, I'm going to respond to what is probably the most common question that I get from parents, which is, how can I help my student at home? So, I thought I would just start out on one of our lesson pages. Again, every single lesson that we have in my class will have a page like this, and this will be all the things that we're covering for that day. It'll start out with a description of the topic, the plan that we had in class, and then we get down to kind of the meat of the lesson down here. So as far as things that you could help with at home, first thing is making sure that the students are practicing every night. I recommend about 15 or 20 minutes every night on their homework links. Again, these are set up on different levels, so the bronze is the easiest, the silver is the middle, and the gold is the most challenging. And I try to really make a point with the students that they're challenging themselves all the time. I don't want to see them doing 100 questions that they already know how to do. I want them to keep doing more and more challenging. So I'm hoping that they could at least get up and answer some questions on the gold level. It's definitely not something where they need to answer every question every day on each of the worksheets. Sometimes there's 5 worksheets for one level. That's not unusual in here, so I try to just have a lot of practice available in case the students need it. So anyways, let me just click on one of the links here so we can go in and see. Okay, so like this one, I clicked on the gold link, so this is one of the more challenging ones. The questions will always be here. There's always answers, so they can go in and check their work. I recommend that they use a different color, or red or something like that, so they can go in and mark their work, and if they have anything that they need to work on or correct, they can always go back and review that again. Okay, so let me get back over here. And again, if the students have kind of forgotten what I taught them during the day, these links up here in blue, the explanation and the video. In this one, we also have a BrainPop video, which is a nice interactive site that our school has a subscription for. So any of these are really good for kind of reviewing the topic before they go in and do any practice. Another thing that's always useful for them to do at home is practicing more on IXL. There's more information about this in the other videos, but IXL is the online platform that we use in class. We usually will have practiced the links here in yellow during class. If the students didn't finish those, that might be a good thing that they could practice each night. It's also a great idea for them to go in and do the IXL Arena. This is something we use frequently in class as well. And the Arena is basically by the students answering a bunch of questions, has figured out what level the students are at and what things they need to work on next. So maybe the topic that we did in class was easy and they're having no problem with that, but then they want to keep growing and they want to keep developing. Well, going into the IXL Arena is a great idea with that. I talk in much more detail about this on the IXL video, so I don't want to spend too much time on this, but that's definitely a great place to start. The extension menu down here is also a really good place. This has much more challenging activities that the students can work through. So in general, I think that's a really good place for them to be practicing. This mainly works on their critical thinking skills, the skills that they'll need more in higher level math, where it's not so much about just, memorizing things, and it's more about their critical thinking and their ability to work through difficult situations. But a lot of these activities the kids actually find really fun, despite them being very challenging. So usually a good place for them to work. Let me go back to our home page here again. If they're working on improving their math score, their MAP score, then they could go in. Let's click the wrong one there. They could go into the MAP testing practice. There's plenty of resources in here for improving their MAP score. Another thing that can be an issue for the students is vocabulary. So especially for some of our language learners, They can go in and they can use our vocabulary page, basically like flashcards. So I'm just going to click one of the triangles here. And whenever I click on the triangle, we have the definition. And then we have the word and the definition in Chinese. And we also have, if we click the more link, then there's another page that has more information here. Okay, so that's a very good selection of things that they could be working on. I do think some of this would be customized based on the specific student and what their goals are. Something that we work on in the beginning of class is setting some goals for each of the students and trying to get them to take some agency on their learning. So if you have any questions about what would be the best thing for your individual student, please feel free to contact me.